Indépendance, tcha-tcha, tozumiye. Oti kwanza, tcha-tcha, tubakidi. Au table ronde, tcha-tcha, va gagner. On y panda, tcha-tcha, tozumiye. Indépendance, tcha-tcha, tozumiye. Oti kwanza, tcha-tcha, tubakidi.
That is the Kenyan University. Then we have our secretary, that's Madam Priska. She's right there. Yeah, she studies here, right here at the USIU. Then we have our vice, Mr. Gelero. Yeah, he studies at Kenya Methodist. Then I myself from University of Nairobi. With due respect, now you will allow me to read this in French because this is purely domestic issues, but we do have our brothers, so you will allow me to speak in French. Yeah? Thank you. Honorables, chers compatriotes, chers frères et sœurs, distingués invités, notre nation célèbre aujourd'hui le 59e anniversaire de son accession à l'indépendance. Une indépendance qui s'inscrit comme l'acte libérateur où notre peuple affirme son droit à la liberté politique, économique et culturelle. L'indépendance, gage de souveraineté grâce à laquelle nous pouvons choisir notre propre voie, notre propre destin pour un pays, pour une nation. C'est le droit le plus fondamental, le plus absolu. C'est aussi une responsabilité, la plus grande des responsabilités, une responsabilité à la fois individuelle. Chaque Congolaise, chaque Congolais a des devoirs, une responsabilité collective. Tous les Congolais doivent aimer les partis et cultiver leur attachement à la terre, aux symboles, aux traditions, aux grands hommes comme à tous les autres, car notre communauté est une et indivisible. Chers frères et sœurs de la diaspora, nous voudrions pour vous informer que depuis la perte de notre président Nadine Angele, l'association des étudiants congolais au Kenya est tombée en crise. Après plusieurs consultations, nous avons choisi la stabilité et la voie de la réforme. Nous avons fait un choix entre le déclin et le service de nos confrères étudiants. Nous vous informons que l'ADEC va bien et que nous sommes en train d'enregistrer et sensibiliser les vrais étudiants congolais au Kenya pour favoriser un bon déroulement des élections dans un futur proche, car on ne va pas aux élections sans électeurs. Cependant, pour obtenir les résultats escomptés, nous avons mis en place un comité de transition qui a pour tâcher de recruter et sensibiliser les étudiants, mais aussi d'organiser les élections dans un climat paisible. Rejoignez le camp de la réforme. Ensemble, nous réussirons. C'est par l'effort collectif que nous parviendrons ensemble à ancrer durablement notre pays dans la paix, l'unité et à lui faire accéder à la prospérité partagée. N'écoutez pas les faux prophètes, ceux qui se posent pour s'opposer sans jamais rien proposer. Ne suivez pas les chemins qui vous indiquent et qui ne mènent qu'à une impasse. À ces pessimistes professionnels, j'opposais toujours l'optimisme de la volonté, cette inclinaison des vrais amoureux de la patrie à voir dans les triomphes des difficultés du moment l'occasion de couvrir l'attachement interne des peuples à sa partie. Nous devons représenter un Congo nouveau. Nous devons être la génération de la différence. Organisons-nous, travaillons dans l'union avec une idéologie commune et nous bâtirons un nouveau Congo. La jeunesse, c'est l'avenir et l'avenir, c'est maintenant. Bonne fête de l'indépendance à toutes et à tous. Que Dieu bénisse notre pays. Merci beaucoup. At this juncture, I think in the interest of time, before I welcome our President, we was expecting the Honorable Member of Parliament, and yesterday, you know, the committee of the diaspora and the youth president. So the reshuffle has been done, and our new interim president of the Congolese diaspora in Kenya is the one I'm inviting here, is Honorable David Alimasi. So may I also acknowledge the presence of my good friend Ayuel, who is the president of South Sudanese in Kenya. Also equally recognize the presence of Kobraka, the USIU, plus also the Lucha. So, dear USIU and other students, our association, the Congo Students Association in Kenya, will know that we will look closely to work hand in hand with diaspora and the embassy. Previously, student body or student association have been alienated by diaspora, but by this power which was vested in me in this transition, I will request every student, wherever you are, that diaspora is like our father. There's no way we shall separate from diaspora. Let's cooperate with diaspora, you see, because in one way or the other, we must need them. So we don't need to fool ourselves or by bragging that we are the only scholars. No, even them, they want to school. So by that, we will be, in this mandate that we are having, we will be moving door to door to every university to unite, to register all Congolese students in Kenya. So we will cooperate with the embassy, we will cooperate with the diaspora, and we will cooperate with our Kenyans and international comrades. So by that, allow me to welcome our President, Mr. David Alimasi, on behalf of the Deputy Honorable Ibrahim Lingo.
Good afternoon, you may sit. I was first expecting that the meeting would be in French. It's now in English. It's definitely bad. My name is David Alimasi Munibatu. I'm also a student at Mount Kenya University. We have taken Master in Government Studies. But I'm also, basically, I was elected as the Secretary General of Congolese diaspora. But starting yesterday, I became, and now I'm the President of Congolese diaspora. Thank you very much for the plan about diaspora. I had to say maybe what is our plans. We have been going all around Kenya trying to identify the Congolese in Mombasa, the Congolese in Kisumu, the Congolese in Eldoret, Busia, Kisii, Migori, they are there. We are trying to make one register for all. Once you have the register for all, basically you have to move forward. By moving forward, not only ideas are needed, but also people will contribute. And therefore information will be contributing on every 30 days, 230 shillings. So when you become a member, you contribute, you are able now to ask us questions because it will be answerable to you. So if you are not basically a formal member, declared a member of the diaspora, how will you come to me and say, why are you doing this? Only members who are formally registered will come. And you can be registered as an individual or as a group. So student association, you should be registered. We are the mother. When you are foreign country, you belong to the diaspora.
d'où venons-nous, où nous sommes et où nous allons. Où allons-nous, right? It is now 59 years after independence. Where are we from? Where are we now? And where are we going? And I want you to address this in terms of leadership. Your question how to address the leadership issues. Because when the country lacks a vision and strong leaders who are not ready to serve the interests of citizens, you know what happens next, right? Question to Priska. Wow, the only lady on the panel. Can you clap for her? She's amazing. Wow. Priska, she's a student. She graduated at African University in South Africa. Now she's here to SIU doing psychology. Africa Leadership Academy. Sorry. Wow. So she's good in entrepreneurship, in leadership, and she's good in art. Yeah. Now, question to you, Madam Priska. You're passionate about youth empowerment, and you've been fighting for this for so long with various organizations. What can be the positive impact of art in promoting the emerging economy of years, right? We have seen other countries like India, their budget most of the time comes from art, right? All of us will watch movies from India, right? What about Africa? How many, apart from Nigeria, how many, where are we going actually with art? Are we packing our youth to be entrepreneurs through art? We are just telling them to go and demonstrate talent and then go back home and sleep. Are they getting it from art, right? The positive impact of art to build our emerging economy. Question to Asante, right? Joseph. Joseph is a student doing economics at University of Nairobi. He's from Goma, Karibu sana. You're doing masters, right? I want to talk on banking system and, if possible, regulations which we need in our country to attract investors. Regulations, those are policies. Right? I hope that question is right for you. We have no good regulations which can attract investors. To register the company, it takes you 3 months. Is this right? How? I want to invest, it will take me 3 months after giving too much corruption just to get one paper. Is this right? What are those MPs doing in the National Parliament just to reduce and easier the business environment? What do they vote for who? And after tax have come, it implements what for who? The other things, as we are talking on this, be clear on the mining sector, as Frank also will help out. After giving a license for mining, 99% of money goes to someone's pocket. That's why Congolese remains poor, right? Is it possible all the minerals are benefiting only elite? Yeah? Which kind of policies and regulations do we need to set to build our emerging economy? Now, Honorable Felix, I'll give
if you want to create the Congo we want, we have to change our mindset. The struggle is real, the struggle is still there. We haven't done yet with the autocrat system of Kabila regime, and things need to change. We have to come together. How are we going to come together if we are not united in ourselves? We cannot create a new Congo if we are still heading in this way, in this kind of way. So, about solutions, I think we have to unite and call upon Congolese youth. We have to come together. We are representing the largest number of the population currently in our country. But yet, we are less represented. Why? Because we are divided. We are always behind people who doesn't represent us. They are there for their personal interest, for their political interest, and that need to change. It's so sad to see Congo. We've seen the beauty of Congo. We have one of the beautiful and amazing countries on earth, but yet our people are still dying for poverty, all kinds of disease. That is not right. Until when? We have to stand up now. Otherwise, our children will blame us. Otherwise, the future generation will blame us. What are we doing in this world if we can stand for our future generations? For what are you standing for? That's the question we need to ask. For what are we standing for? Which country we want to create? How can we proceed? We have to unite, because if we are united, we are unstoppable. Thank you.
I'm gonna quote Margaret Mead, who says, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." Why am I quoting her? As we are here on this very day, we are celebrating the independence of our country. It is really hard to think and reflect on this day without having some flashback on what happened during the colonial time. But I think at this time we should not focus on that, but rather think of the present and what heritage we want to leave for those coming after us. We need to redefine what responsibility and leadership means. I'm going to talk about youth empowerment. We need it in our country and in the entire African continent. And I'm not going to talk about it in terms of education, being involved in politics, business, or other stuff. I'm going to talk about a specific domain that most of us ignore, or let's say we neglect it, yet it has so much power. This is the artistical aspect of a country. We have seen how art impacts people's lives. We find ourselves quoting people from movies, songs, books. That is the art. And we need to invest in the youth. We're talking about unemployment. But how many people do we think that, how we're gonna put in the offices? Who say that everyone is supposed to be in an office? We have creative spirits out there who wants to be invested in. We spend money on summits, on conferences here and there. We want to solve the Congolese problems, the wars. But every time there is a summit, there's always a backlash back home.
You said about youth empowerment, agriculture, and education. And I think that's the base, education. You said about youth empowerment, agriculture, and education. And I think that's the base, education. At my point of view as an economist, because now I'm doing my master's in economics at the University of Nairobi, I will look at this issue economically. First of all, if we compare sub-Saharan African country, in which my country is a part of, and if we compare Southeastern Asia countries, in terms of how they did from 1960 till today. Many things have been done in these countries, like Southeast Asian countries. We are not talking about youth without interrogate our past, our history. We have been through many challenges in Africa about war, about governance, about leadership, and young people have been forgotten in all these issues. Let us remember that 60% of Africans are youth and under 30 years. It's not, and it's an opportunity for Africa to grow, serving his young people.
So 2006, 2007, 2008 in Goma, in the east, Bukavu and so forth. And it was, a very interesting time, just seeing all the, how can I say this politely, like all these other countries messing up your country was just very disturbing for me. Seeing, the Americans trying to help, but then also trying to get the resources. Seeing Uganda in there, Rwanda, going down to Lubumbashi, seeing Angola, all these places. It was just very upsetting seeing everyone trying to disturb you all. And if you were just left at peace, then you can achieve everything. I feel like Congo, the DRC, is like the sleeping giant of Africa. I think in this century, there's still a lot of things happening. But I think in the next century, Africa is going to be dominated by the DRC. You have the resources, you have creative expression, you have some of the cultural issues that are in other countries in Africa. In the DRC, people are more willing to speak their truth, more willing to be expressive, more willing to be creative and innovative. There's not as much cultural stigma around that. So I think that the DRC can really be an economic powerhouse in the future. I think as soon as some of these structural issues get taken care of. But I feel like I'm boring him because he's yawning. You owe me a soda because you were sleeping just now. I'm a teacher, so I noticed you're Yes. Anyway, so that's my. Wait, you said you had questions, or?
Yes, I have questions.
What you saw when I used to work in South Sudan during the war, in 2004, 2005, people stopped growing maize. They let their farms be idle. Why? Why did they let them be idle? Because the United Nations and the World
What you can do,
dropped
and do your best in your sector. Study tough. Your parents are paying for you. Don't spend your time in nightclubs in Nairobi. Study tough, events, create, do whatever you can. Yeah. And then let's be supportive, let's be united. Congolese are known for creating associations. In South Africa, you have associations from Congolese students from Bukavu. And I think here maybe as well. Yeah, you would have the Baswahili, the Bangala, the Baluba. Guys, we are on the same boat, and it's raking, and we are in the same situation. There are no Baluba, Bangala, Baswahili, Bashi, Bahavu. Let's unite. That's very important. So if around you have 5 best friends and all are from the same village, you have a problem. We are not going anywhere with you. If you think you should not marry someone who is not from your village or from your province, then those are very small things, but I think for the future of the Congo, they are very important.
Wow.
Thirdly, I think we should not be waiting for others to do anything. My friend here said at one point that the government should put in place structures, blah, blah, blah. That's true. But as well, from now to the day we will have a government, a responsible government, that will put those systems in place, where will the country be beginning? So what can we start do as people without waiting for the government, without waiting for the UN and African Union and World Bank and I don't know who else? What can we do as people? Let's start there. If it's putting together $10 and start a small business, a cane sugar business in Goma, let's start with that. And let's continue.
Which one is you're finishing within 1 minute? Look at Saudi Arabia. They have only one resource, no two, as water. They only have petrol, right? That is fuel or oil. Congo have fuel more than Saudi Arabia, plus water. Actually, we are the largest water base in Africa. We can give water to Egypt, right? Electricity, of course, we couldn't have been crying. Forests, and you have people, a big number. Look at Libya before Gaddafi died. You had access to education. Even marrying, they could pay you dowry, right? So it means if you marry, it is dowry. Other things, it is obvious, right? If you don't want, you have $5,000 in your pocket. Yeah? Can we do the same? Where a kid from primary school, he just goes in a public place and he gets soda. You won't pay. You get milk. Fueling is not the problem. What is stopping us to open our eyes and build a smart country more than United Emirates Arabs? Right? Is it possible to make this great nation do what? With enormous resources to benefit its own people?
You've given the example of Emirates, but there is maybe a better example, which is Singapore.
Yeah.
Singapore has no resources at all, apart from the sea and the population. I do believe that any country's first resource and most precious resource is people. And Congo's greatness does not lie in its size and the size of its resources. Let's not lie to ourselves. The river, whatever, forest, what is important for the Congo is its people. And that's where I'm stuck when I read. Last week I was reading news that 42% of Congolese children today are suffering from, in French they call it retard de croissance. I don't know how to put it in English. So these 42% of our children will not grow normally because they suffer from malnutrition, etc. Can you imagine what a tragedy that is? Can you imagine in 20 years how many people will have who cannot do anything for themselves just because we put them in that situation? So nothing is impossible, but we have to get to work.
Wow.
And we have to start now.
Clap for him.
I will end with two things.
Okay.
I'm personally starting a farm with a friend in Congo. We are trying to make an integrated farm so that we can provide pork to at least part of Kinshasa. I'm a lawyer by education, but I don't think, and I'm here, I have a good salary, I think, but I'm sure that that's not my future. People are putting up structures and
leasing their land for things that cannot maybe help Africa. In fact, we're cutting down our trees, and the desert is expanding towards the percentages of our arable land. So I think we must address some of these problems from an agricultural view. Because as a question about criticizing, it is important that young people know that agriculture is also a solution. Because we're only focusing on education, we're focusing on white-collar occupations, without noting that there are other technical occupations down there which can really bring money in our pockets and provide food on our pockets, on our tables. Thank you so much.
Wow.
My undergraduate. So if I finish at the University of Nairobi, all I need to do is to go and empower the young people. And maybe in the private sector, in my own behalf, I can create my own company and be able to serve my own country. The problem in this continent, you learn your profession, but you don't use it. You only go to a kind of a specialization that you are not trained, and all of it, you end up a mediocre. So in my own view and on my own behalf, I'm urging Africans, wherever they are, at least to have the spirit of hard work.
Indépendance.